what's up, guys? Welcome back to a new episode of Kevysie Fate. I'm your host, Kevin Davis. I am an entrepreneur, comic creator, author, and I have other many hats that I have to uh, write down the road. But
Yeah.
today's guest is a new friend of mine, Mr. Justin Koch. How you doing, man?
Yeah.
Right,
How you
right.
doing?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there. I'm living. I'm a workaholic, as I say, because I work nonstop. But I'm good, man.
I know, how it gets where if you ever try to take time off, you're just nervous about what you're dropping the ball
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
Oh
That
yeah.
thing can be a challenge to take a vacation. I haven't had a vacation where I didn't have to like call into a court hearing or some crap or file a motion in ages. But hey, it's modern life, right? So
Man, so let's get into it. Like, what do you do? Like, I know you do the comics, but like, what is your genesis? If I ask people.
well, I've been a lawyer for almost 20 years now. So I have my own practice. It's
Wow.
nothing that crazy, but handling things yourself for a long time, you get kind of self-reliant, and it's hard to take time off because you're always like, what could I be doing right now? What's sneaking up on me? You know. So fitting comics in and everything else that you have to do as an adult it can be hard. So
Oof. How do you balance that for being a lawyer and also a comic creator? Because that sounds like a huge challenge.
I basically don't watch TV. I'm either sleeping, reading books, working, or I don't want to act like I never going. I don't watch sports. I don't watch TV. Just try to focus on things that I've always asked myself, like, should I just be asleep right now? And
Yeah.
I fail on that a lot. Like, I recently quit Reddit for the fifth or sixth time, and I keep
Uh,
going back and just scrolling through bullshit. Just stupid bullshit. But it's such an ingrained habit. Like, when I quit Facebook, I spent 6 months just typing Facebook without even thinking about it, into my address bar, just to go see. So it becomes really a habit for me. But if you break those habits, it's nice. You can get things done.
how long have you been doing comics too? Since you've been a lawyer almost 20 years. When did you start doing comics, and what made you get into
I've
comics?
probably been writing comics for about 4 years now. I came late. I used to write novels all the time. I wrote like 10 novels in my
So,
20s and 30s. Yeah, the COVID did that to people. I don't know. You change things up, right? But I spent a lot of time writing novels, and they were really long, or they blah blah blah. But when I started writing, I just got tired of it, and so I started writing comics, and I was like, this is where I need to be. It's just really fun, and I think I'm good at it. So
yeah, when the COVID hit, I'm like, I'm already an in-body person. Like, very introverted, so it's nothing new to me being in the house all the time.
I
But
was already doing the pandemic lifestyle. I had a home.
exactly.
I already had one. I had my library. got into vinyl like a year before. So that
Hmm.
time, like the first part of COVID where you couldn't use anything online because everyone was on
Yeah,
it, I'm fine.
right.
I'm just playing my vinyl. I got my DVDs.
Exactly.
We survived.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you were an
Yeah.
introvert, COVID wasn't that big of a deal.
Right. I'm like, I remember when people was like acting crazy about the COVID. I'm just in my house chilling. I have my grandmother has her vinyl, so we just play music on her old school stereo.
Yeah.
That's up front. I was like, while y'all complaining and freaking out, I'm having fun in my house. So
The thing
okay.
is, people don't have stereos anymore. That used to be a thing, but
Yeah.
all the home entertainment money is into iPods and iPads and Apples and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because just chilling out and listening to some good music is underrated.
It really is. I
Yeah.
agree. And I remember for some reason I got on TikTok just because it was like a very big thing especially in COVID. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see what the crap this is. And when I got on TikTok, Marvel was on there, and that's when I first learned about comic books because I didn't grow up reading comic books at all.
They're an expensive hobby. I get why kids don't get into it. Like I didn't get into it because my allowance was $5 a week, which meant I could either have two issues of a comic at that point in history, or I could have like a full paperback novel. So that's why I went with novels. Is just.
I grew up reading novels like the Percy Jackson, or Harry Potter, or whatever I could find as novels.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't know comic books was a thing until 2020 when I found out about it. And then like my favorite characters like Hellboy apparently is a comic book from Dark Horse that I didn't know about either. Like
Yeah.
all these characters like I fell in love with from their movies or TV shows like animation like the old school Spider-Man, the X-Men,
Hmm.
and I wanted to like I didn't want to like be on media all the time. Like I want to stimulate my brain or something. I don't want to be watching TV all the time.
Yeah.
And so that's why I started learning about comic books, and then my brain started like clicking. I was like, can I do this? Like, can I make my own comic book or
Hmm.
comic book series? And I legit spent like a good 3 years or 2.5 years studying the crafting of comic books. So from 2020 to 2022, 2023-ish, that's when I started studying
Yeah.
comic books. And I released my first comic in 2023 or 4.
Yeah, I mean it's an accomplishment. It's way harder than you might think, right? I mean, it's especially way more expensive, especially on something where at any point you could just stop and no one's gonna be like, oh, you should continue it. So it takes a lot of dedication. I don't think people are here for the money. They're pretty dumb if they are. So it's just the love of the game, really. And
Yeah,
I fell in love with how much. I mean, I just love how much fun comics are. Like you can do anything you
yeah.
want.
Oh
Free
yeah.
ball. The crazier it is, the better. And
It really is.
you
It
know,
really is.
yeah, but it's also very structured because you have 21, 24 pages on the outside. You got to get it done, and so it really was just perfect for me. I really enjoy writing them, and most importantly, I can tolerate editing them. That was my problem with novels, is that after I finished a 250,000 word novel, I'm like, you know,
Yeah, yeah, I understand that completely because I started writing novels and I'm slowly getting back to writing novels. But I have more fun writing comics myself. And I got into comics because I love storytelling and I crave that originality. And I was like, I got to a point, I'm tired of these rehashes in Hollywood and stuff with these sequels and reboots and all. Like, it's annoying. Like, it's
yeah,
legit annoying.
the finance people are in charge of everything, and that's why everything sucks. That's what it is.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
one's doing it. It'd be one thing if like there were that many like amazing people that really wanted to tell a Fantastic Four movie that you just had to have five of them. But they're making, it's a financial decision to amortize their IP, and that's why they don't have the same. You know, a lot of them just feel tired, is because they are. You know,
man. And you say your comic SWAT. Can you like give us what is your story SWAT about? And like, how did you come up with the story?
it's about a lot of things, but it's about the 21st century experience of just everything kind of sucking and you're muddling through, this post 9/11. You got this job that you kind of hate, but you don't have a better option and you just got to grind it out. And that kind of feeling, it's just people that are very tired of things being the same and they really want it to change. That's kind of the 5,000 point view, is that they don't feel like they're very good people and they want to be good people. And it's sort of their quest to do that or find a way to survive and do that. On a more specific level, they're hunting a vampire in the first arc, trying to hunt him
So
down and finish
nice.
him off. And so they're cops, so they investigate. They're chasing these leads down. They go do stuff. It's kind of a dramatization of an investigation or a legal case where you're constantly getting sideswiped by things you didn't see coming, and you have to adapt on the fly. And that thing you did like a week ago that sounded so smart, that was dumb. You didn't realize it. You couldn't have known, but it's dumb. You aren't Sherlock Holmes where you instantly deduce the entire thing. So they're screwing up, they're making mistakes, they're doing all kinds of things. And that's where a lot of the comedy comes from. It's kind of like What We Do in Shadows is The Wire or Venture Brothers. I don't know if you're familiar with that
Oh,
show.
yeah.
Talking about SWAT again has made me buy it on DVD because I was sick of only being able to watch like 3 seasons of it. Which, by the
Oh
way,
my God, yeah.
the complete Venture Brothers DVD, the case is like a piece of engineering. I've never seen anything like it. They've jammed like,
Really?
well, there's like 15 or 20 discs probably jammed into this
Yeah.
case. This big. Like they use, like this is what they used to put a Pirates of the Caribbean double CD case in. Is this big, and they just crammed all
Wow.
of it in. But I'm working my way through that again, and it holds up. And I see a lot of SWAT in it. Like I think this really inspired me in a lot of ways. So it's sort of a Venture Brothers esque take on the Harry Potter thing, but also in a crime situation where they're just sort of ragged, tired detectives, like kind of getting their pension 20 years later. The whole fame and fortune thing didn't pan out. So
Dude, that is pretty sick. And I mean, how far in the series you're in so far?
I've written the first 36 issues, which is what Eldritch Blue is. Okay,
Wow.
that's
Okay.
done.
Nice.
I've written. I'm going to have to delete issue 40 and rewrite that. So 41 to 42, I need to write. 40. Does that make sense?
It
It's
makes
getting
sense. I
wild.
know.
It's getting wild. I have
As
a
a
lot.
writer, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. When I finished the first 36 issues is where that was where I was done. And then I became very depressed for like a year because I didn't get to write SWAT anymore. Like that was so much fun. I was having such a blast and I couldn't. I was just exhausted. And so I wrote a couple other things, came back, wrote 4 out of 6 issues of the next arc, fucked off, wrote something else, came back, wrote the next 6 issues thinking I had already finished these. And then, it's been a process since the original 36, but the first 36 were just 18 months, just sat down, wrote it, boom, boom, boom. It was awesome. It's what you always wanted. As a writer, you're like, this is what I wish it was like all the time. It was just beauty. So I'm super proud of it. I think it's great. We've got editors, tightening things up and everything, but it's got great bones, I think. If it's not great, I don't have it. I suck. That's all there is to it. This is the greatest thing I've ever done or ever will do. So,
Yeah, I'm like, if you can see my tab open on my laptop, I have so many issues of stories that I'm writing. So that's why I understand exactly what you're saying when you're explaining the issues that you have. Because like with my first main series, Arcfire, I have about like 20 issues in my head right now. I'm putting down on paper, and then I'm thinking I'm going to stop right there, but I probably won't because I'm pretty sure I'm going to make spin-offs of Arcfire, and then I'm like, and then I do like some crossover events to show how my universe is connected and stuff. So I was like, so yeah, I understand completely what you mean. I'm like, because I love just writing those characters of mine and just exploring how deep I can go with them.
no,
But I was
no.
like, but I'm like, I do have an end in mind. I'm just filling in the blanks to get to that ending, and like, because I don't want to like milk the franchise, as people say, and like do too
Well, there's
much.
a big difference between like if you have genuine creative impulse to write it, you're not milking
Mhm.
it. You're just writing it. When you're doing Mandalorian and Grogu 3, you're milking it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So, no,
I just
just
saw
write.
that by the way.
Right. Have you ever heard of Superscript?
Yes.
I write with it. I think it's great. It's the only thing I've heard of that's for comics only. It's a lot of fun. I don't, there might be other options, but I'm pretty happy with it. It's free now.
Use that one yet, but I know about
I
it.
mean, it's simple enough. I suspect you could basically just make like 2 macros in Word and get the same effect for the most part, but screw it. It's free. So,
Heck yeah. I mean, speaking of Mandalorian Grogu, I just saw that. Um, like I thought it was alright. I was like, it could have just been like a episode of the regular show, if I'm being honest.
yeah,
It wasn't like bad, but like you said, you milking it at this point. I was like, it was like a fun, stupid adventure of just Mandalorian Grogu.
I think the reason The Mandalorian was so popular for a while is because it was entirely adequate Star Wars, and that felt like it was really great.
Hmm.
You know, I'm not trying to knock it. It was fine. It was fun 30-minute action serial. Like they kind of captured the
Agreed.
cult vibe, but
Agreed.
if Return of the Jedi just came out, you'd be like, "This is me." Yeah, you know what I mean? Like if standards were higher, but anyway, it's fine.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, granted, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan because I haven't watched the entire franchise like other people have. Because I legit came into Star Wars with the sequel trilogy, and then I went back to watch the original, and then I started watching the prequels, but I kind of got bored with the prequel trilogy, so I didn't even finish downward.
Yeah, to have watched the sequel trilogy and think I should watch the rest of it is, I mean, that's true faith. That was where I was like, okay, with Rise of Skywalker, I was like, okay, I'm done. This is ridiculous. This is just what the fuck. Like, ugh.
Yeah,
I don't know. I want to, but SWAT is kind of trying to be the antithesis of that. It definitely is aware of pop culture. It's very nerdy. I throw a lot of stuff in there. It's just
very
unabashed
nice.
nerdy. It's never hack work. I'm always throwing myself on the page. There's never a point where it's just like I'm killing time to get to the next arc or whatever. So it was genuinely good writing. So
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. I'm basically the same way with all of my stuff and I'm writing. I was like, because one, my brain never stops. So I was like, even when I'm trying to sleep, I have a random dream. I have to wake up wanting to make that into a story.
yeah, yeah. You got to keep a
So
notebook by the bed so you can jot down your ideas.
yeah,
You know, I've taken to using my phone for that because then you can actually kind of read it the next day. My 3 a.m.
yeah,
handwriting
same,
is rough, but
same.
yeah, I find random emails from myself from 2 a.m. Some insane thing. It's fun. But I genuinely enjoy the. I love comics. I kind of came back into it. I didn't realize that it was even an option the way that it is until 4 years ago. We didn't have a comic shop where I grew up. You got whatever they had on the spinning rack at Smitty's, the grocery store. or Walden,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah,
Wow.
we didn't even have Barnes and or Books a Million for a long time. I mean, it was Barnes, it was B. Dalton and Walden Books was your were your two options in town.
Wow.
So I didn't even know that it was a scene like the way it is. I mean, I guess I kind of was aware of it, but like in the way that you're aware of cricket,
Mm. Yeah,
where
yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
this is a sport, someone cares about it. I'm not thinking about it, but there's just a lot of cool stuff out there. I mean, the DC compact editions have been great. I've been buying those like crazy. I think I have almost all of them because I just love that it's a decent chunk. It's not going to be crap. They like it's curated, and it's you don't have to read four other things
Yeah.
to know what's going on. Right? It's always the stuff that is accessible, and DC just hit the gold mine as far as I'm concerned with that. And I think it's great for kids because it's now affordable. Like you can get a graphic
Yeah.
novel that's going to entertain you for a week for $10 instead of I mean, my normal poll every week, I probably drop $300 or $400 on comics a month. That's not affordable for regular people. I'm reading everything. Like I'm taking it very seriously. I'm going ham or pretty ham. But I mean, if that $60 a week's like two graphic novels and like five singles, it's not
Yeah,
that
that's not
much.
bad at all, because that's
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's just a very expensive hobby, and I feel like if they want to, especially given the economic environment, but just in general, kids do not have the cash to do that kind of thing. So sell them, a graphic novel that's going to last them a week for $10. It's even in color. I mean, that's like half. It beats manga at that point as far as value, I think.
I found out there was a comic shop around the corner from my house that I didn't even know that existed, like that was here.
Yeah.
And then I go in there every time I get like my haircut. I'm like, at least like try to get a graphic novel. And a graphic novel is like what, $16, and it's like hundreds of pages. And I was like, that's a good freaking deal.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah.
$16
And
usually
then
gets you 4 to 5 issues, so.
yeah,
I mean, printing costs are printing costs. The quality is very high. It's way better than it was in the 80s. I'm not mad at anybody, but the reality is, especially when you're competing against every other form of distraction on Earth, probably need to at least have a value proposition somewhere in there.
agreed, agreed.
So, but that's more on the practical side, but I like the pulp element to it. SWAT is not for kids. Nothing I write is for kids. But young adults appreciating it, and being able to access it would be, I would like that. Unfortunately, doing it on Kickstarter, the economics of it are such that the prices get pretty out there
Get dicey,
for
yeah.
like kind of, you know. But I would like to change that somehow. I don't know how, but these DC compacts are really exciting to me because of that reason. Like you could put out easily a 6 issue graphic novel for $10. I mean, not on Kickstarter prices, but put that in a store for $10 and make a decent amount of money off of it. And that's all I want is like just break even. Honestly, that'd be amazing to break even.
Who's like your favorite characters in DC?
I mean, this is just because I've been reading the DC compact stuff, but I've been reading I guess Nightwing, honestly, in a weird way.
Ooh, nice one. Nice one.
Like he's like Batman, but not annoying. He's just a gymnast who likes to fight crime. You know, he's
Yeah,
like
oh yeah.
well-adjusted Batman, and I kind of liked that.
Thanks, thank you.
But I've been reading a lot of Batman, Superman. When he's good, he's good. I'm liking a lot of that. It gets weird with Superman because he's so powerful that you basically have to get like metaphysical to have anything interesting. You know what I mean? He's like plunging
Interesting.
into the
Yeah.
bizarro zone and all this. You know, Nightwing
Yeah,
can't
yeah, yeah,
handle
yeah.
that. Nightwing just wants to smack people with a stick. It's very basic. Superman's got to
Uh,
get weird with it. Deceased was really good. DC A New Frontier, which is kind of an old one. I mean, these are all like 20 years old, but they're good stuff. DC A New Frontier was really weird and kind of disjointed, but then it kind of merged into a pretty good ending. So I don't know. I guess besides Nightwing, I like Batman. I tried to read the Flash one. I did not like the Flash. The
yeah,
Flash is like a
The
soap
Flash
opera.
is it's 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 kind of hard to get through sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know why, but why are there 10 of Flashes, by the way? That confused. Like, there's 10 of them, and they're all in the Speed Force at the same time, and it's just.
It's a time thing, I guess. I don't really know. That's why I didn't really read them as much as I
Yeah.
read the other ones.
The superhero stuff has always been a little frightening to me because it feels like getting into Magic the Gathering, where it's just like
Yeah.
such a commitment to be taken seriously, and I don't want to memorize all 10 Flashes. I just want to
Yeah.
read comics. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
don't
I'm
want to
with
have to
you.
memorize
I'm
all
with
the
you.
cards that I have to have for this deck. I just want to play a card game and hang out. You know,
Yeah.
So
Oh
that
yeah.
was it's always been a little intimidating, but the I feel like the compact stuff really lets you in pretty nicely. I
Nice.
got this at the library. This
Holy
is a
smokes.
classic.
Lone
Working
Wolf
my way
Club,
through that.
nice.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
It's like a Western serial comic where like each chapter is, a little Western story, but it's set in Japan kind of thing. It's kind of the vibe.
I like those type of stories. Yeah.
It's like he's an assassin who has a kid, and then he's kind of a amoral asshole, honestly. Like he will use the kid to kill people all the time. He doesn't. The thing that got me into comics again, I used to be really into Sandman in the '90s.
Sandman, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not these days. It's not great, but I had no idea at that point. So that was a major influence in the '90s. But what
Heck
got
yeah.
me back into it was was Harrow County because I walked into Distant Planet, which is the comic store near me, and they had these giant library Harrow County editions. So I just bought a couple. Just fuck it, let's try it. And I just sat there
Wow.
and read it. And then within a week or two, I started writing comics. So like Tyler Crook's art was amazing. So
That's freaking sick. My God. And yeah, do you like read the Marvel comics too, or is you like just the DC
I,
packs?
I don't know what the deal is. I think it literally is, and this is the importance of shelving in the comic store, is I have to walk past the DC section to get to the new releases. The Marvel's in the corner. So I read like 10 times as much DC as I do Marvel, and I honestly think I don't have anything against Marvel. It's just it's in that far corner. I don't know.
Yeah.
I still have like 3 or 4 DC compacts to get through before I even need to worry about it.
Even think
I,
about Marvel. Yeah.
I hope Marvel's doing the same thing, and that will be launching soon because it's such a moneymaker, and I would be happy to spend hundreds of dollars on it. But it's just like so arcane to figure out what's good or what's bad or what connects to this that I feel bad asking the lady at the comic store what the hell any of it is, because
Yeah.
it's so arcane. I'm looking at my unread. My to read pile for comics is about that big right now, so I'll get to it.
Wow.
I obsessively buy books. I have my to read pile of novels and just fiction is like 300 or 400 books. So I got several years worth of stuff. If I just, went into isolation, I'd be okay for quite a while.
Yeah. I have to give me a new shelf with the books I buy. So I buy the independent comics, and then I buy the novels, and then I actually get the digital DC and Marvel right now because I wasn't sure if I don't like their comics. I'm new to comics. I wasn't sure if I don't like it, so I just get their digital property. But there are actually some books I'm actually going to buy physical because I really want.
No,
Especially this since you said these DC packets, I'm probably going to buy me some DC packets too because I've heard that DC has better stories in their comics, while Marvel has better movies and TV shows. So, what is like your opinion on that statement?
well, I mean, I feel like DC's either really good or really bad, movie
Mm,
wise.
yeah,
The new Suicide Squad movie got 2 or 3 watches out of me.
yeah,
I'm deeply out of touch.
I think.
But it seems like they're either really good or really crap, whereas Marvel is always between 5 and 7. Like it's always okay to pretty good. But once again, I have been more or less out of touch for a while. The last two I saw was the Fantastic Four movie and Superman, which were DC, I think. Definitely Superman. My son was born the Sunday after Captain America 2 came out because my wife started going into labor during Captain America 2. I didn't know that at the time, and so I was bored to death. Like I went to the bathroom and then came back and it was just like, I had hit my lifetime limit of caring about henchmen getting punched, I think, or something. Like
Yeah,
I was just done with it. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie or anything. I was just done, and so it's kind of been amazing that it's still 10 years later.
that's it.
It's sputtering quite a bit, I guess, but it's still going pretty strong.
Yeah, yeah. Winter Soldier. When I first watched it, I thought it was pretty good. I was a kid when it came out though, because I was like 14, I think it was.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying I was just past the point of caring.
That's
Like
understandable.
to me, watching two old guys play checkers for a penny a game has more drama than watching two superheroes punch each other. When I know perfectly well, neither one's going to die, nothing's going to change. They're not even going to remember this shit in 30 minutes. It's like a pretty good Stargate SG-1 episode as far as the writing goes, which is fine and that's great. But I'm not going to be obsessed with it for 20 years. The way I mostly just read books these days. I obsess. I watch a lot of Best of the Worst, which is a YouTube show that makes fun of like 80s B movies, and that's my release. That's my I don't want to think too hard thing. Past that, I'm sleeping or reading or writing or something. So
Heck yeah, man. I don't want to hold you too long, brother. But first, I want to say thank you for coming on.
thank you.
where can we find your book and where can we like follow you to keep see what you do with your projects?
SWAT's on Kickstarter right now. I assume we'll have the link. You've got a few more weeks to buy, but it would really make me feel better if somebody bought something. But I'm on my website's weirdshark.art, so named because of the weird shark that I have from.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, this is from that's a Leonardo Romanelli. He's an Italian comic artist, and he did that, and then I got it tattooed.
Wow. Heck yeah.
So yeah, but weirdshark.art. I have justincoke.bluesky.social. Justin Coke on Facebook. There's not too many Justin Cokes that actually mean something. You're not going to find another one. So just check me out there. If you like sardonic comments about how much everything sucks, I'm your guy.
I am Kevin Davis Official on Instagram, and I am Kevin Davis CEO on Facebook. And you can find me on my YouTube at Kevysie. And all the links will be in the description of this video while you guys watch. So, Mr. Justin Coke, thank you again for coming on, man.
Yeah,
It was
thanks
a
for having
pleasure
me.
to officially meet you.
Yeah,
And also make sure you check out SWAT on Kickstarter in the description of this video, guys, and go back it. And I saw the pictures; it looks freaking awesome. So go back his book and go buy it. And we guys see you next time on Kevysie.
thank you.